The Cubs had a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. We're going to go over all 3 games. We're going to look over what went right, what went wrong, and we're going to have a quick look at the series against the Miami Marlins. All of that is happening soon on this episode of Cubs 360. Cubs fans, this is Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 17 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is my series recap to the White Sox series, Rivals Week, the Crosstown Classic. So let's get right to it. In game number 1, Cade Horton against Smith. And to start off, Meadroth hits a base hit to left. Matt Tice will fly out to left, and Meadroth will steal second. Luis Robert Jr. will strike out swinging. Vargas hits a home run to make it 2-0 White Sox. And then Palacios will hit a base hit to left, and Vaughn will line out to second. In the bottom of the inning, PCA flies out to left. Tucker will fly out to center, as well as Suzuki, who just lines out to center. In the top of the second now, Cuero will ground out to second. Rojas will hit a base hit to left. Baldwin will also hit a base hit to left, which will send Rojas to second. And Meadroth will ground it to a double play to end the inning. In the bottom of the second, Bush will hit a base hit to right. Kelly will hit a ground rule double, which will send Bush to third. Dansby Swanson struck out swinging. Ballesteros will ground it into a fielder's choice to first. Bush will score Kelly to third, and Ballesteros is safe. Then Nico Horner will ground it to a fielder's choice to short. Kelly scores on an error by Matt Tice, and Ballesteros will go to second to tie the game up at 2. John Birdie struck out looking. PCA will hit a home run to right field to make it 5-2 Cubs. Kyle Tucker will hit a triple to center. Seiya Suzuki will hit a double to center, which will score Tucker to make it 6-2, and then Mike Bush struck out swinging. So 6-2 already for the Cubs in the second inning. In the top of the third, Matt Tice struck out swinging. Luis Robert Jr. will ground out to third. Vargas hits another home run to make it 6-3, and then Palacios will fly out to left. In the bottom of the third, Carson Kelly will get walked. Dansby Swanson will foul out to first. Ballesteros will ground it to a fielder's choice to second, and Kelly will be out at second. And then Nico Horner will also ground it to a fielder's choice, this time to third, and Ballesteros will be the one out at second. In the top of the fourth, Vaughn will fly out to center. Cuero will ground it out to short. Rojas will hit a base hit to right, and Baldwin grounds out to third. In the bottom of the fourth, Birdie struck out swinging. PCA will hit a base hit to right, and he goes to second on a wild pitch by Smith. Tucker will line out to right. PCA will go to third, and Suzuki grounds out to third to end the inning. In the fifth inning, Meadroth will ground out to short. Matt Tice will ground out to second, and Robert Jr. will fly out to center. In the fifth inning, Mike Bush will ground out to second. Carson Kelly struck out swinging, as well as Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson will hit a base hit to center, and he goes to second on a wild pitch by Smith, and Ballesteros will line out to second. In the top of the sixth, Palencia pitching for the Cubs. Vargas will hit a base hit to center. Palacios will fly out to left. Vaughn will ground it out to short, and Vargas will go to second, and Cuero will line out to left. In the bottom of the sixth, Gilbert pitching for the White Sox. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left, and he steals second, and he's safe at third on a throwing error by Matt Tice. And then Birdie struck out swinging. Eisert pitching now for the White Sox. PCA will hit a base hit to right, which will score Nico Horner to make it 7-3. Tucker will hit a single to right, which will send PCA to third. Suzuki will hit a sac fly to center, scoring PCA to make it 8-3. And then Bush got hit by the pitch, and Tucker will go to second. Castro will relieve Eisert for the White Sox, and Kelly will ground out to third. In the top of the seventh, Thielbar pitching for the Cubs. Rojas will ground it out to first. Baldwin will fly out to left. And Meadroth will hit a base hit to left, and Tice will fly out to right. In the bottom of the seventh, with Castro still pitching for the White Sox here, Swanson struck out swinging. Ballesteros gets walked. Nico Horner will hit a double to left, which will send Ballesteros to third. Lopez will hit for John Birdie, and he struck out looking. PCA will hit a base hit to center, which will score Ballesteros and Nico Horner to make it 10-3, and then Tucker will line out to left. In the top of the eighth, with Ryan Presley pitching for the Cubs, Lopez is at third. Robert Jr. will pop out to second. Vargas will hit a double to center. Palacios struck out swinging, and Vaughn will ground out to third. In the bottom of the eighth, with Gomez pitching for the White Sox, Suzuki will hit a double to left. Bush got hit by the pitch once again, and Kelly will hit a base hit to right, which will load the bases. Dansby Swanson will hit a sac fly to right, which will score Suzuki. Bush will go to third to make it 11-3. And then Ballesteros will hit a base hit to right, which will score Mike Bush. Kelly will go to third to make it 12-3. and Nico Horner will ground it to a fielder's choice to short, which will score. Kelly and Ballesteros is out at second to make it 13-3 Cubs, and Lopez grounds out to first to end the inning. Merriweather pitching for the Cubs in the ninth. Brujan will go to third, and Lopez at short. Cuero will hit a base hit to left. Rojas struck out swinging, and Baldwin grounds it into a double play to end the inning. The Cubs win this game by a final score of 13-3. Dominant effort. The win goes to Cade Horton, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and 7 hits, 2 strikeouts. He is now 2-0. And the loss goes to Smith, 5 innings pitched. He gave up a run and 7 hits and had 5 strikeouts. So my 3 stars for this game, the third star went to Ballesteros, who went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. My second star went to Seiya Suzuki, who went 2 for 4, also with 2 RBIs. But I don't think we can debate the first star, which is Pete Armstrong, who went 4 for 5, a home run, and 6 RBIs. So that is my recap of the first game. We will now head to game number 2. So in game 2, the pitching matchup is Matt Boyd versus Sean Burke. So to start off, Meadroth hits a home run to left field already to make it 1-0 White Sox. Vargas will fly out to center. Cuero struck out swinging, and Robert Jr. struck out swinging as well. In the bottom of the first, PCA will strike out swinging. Tucker will get walked. Suzuki struck out swinging as well. Kyle Tucker stole second, but Bush struck out looking to end the inning. In the top of the second, Vaughn flew out to center. Sosa flies out to second, and Elko struck out looking. In the bottom of the second inning, Dansby Swanson will hit a base hit to left. He steals second. Ballesteros will get walked. Nico Horner also gets walked to load the bases. Miguel Amaya will hit a base hit to left, which will score Ballesteros and Swanson, and Horner will go to second to make it 2-1 in favor of the Cubs. Brujan will ground out to short. Amaya will go to second, and Horner to third. PCA will hit a base hit to center, which will score Amaya and Nico Horner to make it 4-1 Cubs. And PCA stole second. Kyle Tucker pops out to short, and Suzuki lines out to short to end the inning. In the third inning, Palacios will fly out to center. Taylor will hit a base hit to left. Meadroth will hit a base hit to center, and Taylor will go to second. Meadroth will steal second, and Taylor stole third. Vargas will hit a sac fly to left, and Taylor will score to make it 4-2. And then Cuero flies out to center. In the bottom of the third, Bush will get walked. Swanson grounds it into a fielder's choice to third. Bush will be out at second. Ballesteros will fly out to left, and Nico Horner will ground out to first. In the top of the fourth, Robert Jr. will ground out to third. Vaughn will strike out swinging, as well as Sosa. In the bottom of the fourth, Miguel Amaya will fly out to right. Brujan will ground it out to second. PCA will hit a triple to right. Tucker will get walked, so runners in the corners. And Tucker will steal second, but Suzuki grounds out to third. In the top of the fifth, Elko will hit a home run to make it 4-3. Palacios struck out looking. Taylor struck out swinging, and Meadroth will ground out to second. In the bottom of the fifth, Mike Bush will strike out swinging. Dansby Swanson will hit a home run to center to make it 5-3. Ballesteros will ground out to second. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left, and Miguel Amaya is safe at first on a throwing error by Sosa, and Horner will go to second. And then Brujan will hit a ground rule double, which will score Horner and send Amaya to third. Booster will relieve Sean Burke for the White Sox, but PCA struck out swinging to end the inning. In the top of the sixth, Matt Boyd still on the bump for the Cubs. Vargas grounds out to third. Cuero will fly out to center, and Robert Jr. struck out swinging. In the bottom of the sixth, Schuster pitching for the White Sox. Tucker will fly out to short. Suzuki will hit a double to left. Bush will fly out to right. Swanson got intentionally walked. Turner will hit for Ballesteros. And Vassell will relieve Schuster, and he lines out to center to end the inning. In the top of the seventh, with Keller pitching for the Cubs, Turner is now a designated hitter. Vaughn will strike out swinging. Sosa will ground out to third. Elko will get walked, and Palacios grounds out to first. In the bottom of the seventh, Vassell still pitching for the White Sox. Nico Horner will get walked, and he steals second. Amaya will also get walked, and he goes to second on a balk. And on that same balk, Nico Horner will go to third. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position, and you are already up 6-3. Brujan will ground out to Vassell. PCA pops out to second. Kyle Tucker got intentionally walked, and Suzuki struck out looking. In the top of the eighth, Palencia pitching for the Cubs. Lopez will go to third. Baldwin struck out swinging. Meadroth will hit a base hit to center. Vargas will strike out swinging, and Cuero will fly out to left. In the bottom of the eighth, Baldwin in left field. Bush will strike out looking. Swanson got walked, and he stole second. Turner gets walked, and Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left, which will score Swanson, and Turner will go to second to make it 7-3. Amaya will fly out to center, and Lopez grounds out to first to end that frame. The Cubs are up 7-3, heading into the top of the ninth with Porter Hodge pitching for the Cubs. Robert Jr. will pop out to second. Vaughn will hit a base hit to center, and Tice will hit for Sosa, and he struck out swinging. Rojas hit for Elko, and he fouls out to third to end the game there. So the Cubs win 7-3. They take the series in the second game. The win goes to Matt Boyd, 6 innings pitched. He gave up 3 runs and 4 hits. The loss goes to Sean Burke, who went 4 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 5 runs and 7 hits with 4 strikeouts. I do want to point out Matt Boyd had 8 strikeouts as well. So in Game 2 here, my third star went to Matt Boyd here. He went 6 innings. Like I said, 3 runs against, 4 hits. He struck out 8. My second star went to Miguel Amaya, who went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And my first star, like in the first game, was Pete Crow Armstrong as well, who went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. So that is game number 2. The Cubs have a chance to go for the sweep in game number 3. So in game 3, the pitching matchup is Cannon versus Colin Ray. In the top of the first, Meadroth will hit a double to left. Vargas will line out to right and send Meadroth to third. And Palacios will line it into a double play. Meadroth was thrown out at home from left to catcher. In the bottom of the first, PCA will hit a triple to center. Kyle Tucker will ground it out to first. Suzuki hit a sac fly to left. PCA scores to make it 1-0 Cubs. And by the way, on that double play, Seiya Suzuki got the sac fly, got him out at home. So I didn't point that out just a second ago, but shout out to Seiya Suzuki for that incredible play. Anyways, Mike Bush will hit a base hit to center, and he stole second, and Kelly will fly out to right. In the top of the second here, Robert Jr. will fly out to right, Rojas grounds out to second, Cuero will hit a base hit to left, and Elko grounds out to short. In the bottom of the second, Swanson will ground out to short, Ballesteros will ground out to second, and Nico Horner will fly out to center. In the top of the third, Baldwin struck out looking, Taylor struck out swinging as well, and Meadroth will fly out to right. In the bottom of the third, Brujan will pop out to third, PCA will foul out to third, and Tucker struck out swinging. In the top of the fourth, Vargas hits another home run to left center field to tie the game up at 1 apiece. Palacios will ground out to second, Robert Jr. will line out to center, and Rojas struck out swinging. In the bottom of the fourth, Suzuki struck out looking, Mike Bush will line out to center, and Kelly struck out looking. In the top of the fifth, Colin Ray still on the bump, Cuero will get walked, and Elko grounds it to a fielder's choice to short, and Cuero is out at second. Baldwin will get walked to have 2 runners on at first and second, but Taylor will ground it into a double play. Baldwin was out at second, and so was Taylor. In the bottom of the fifth, Cannon still pitching for the White Sox. Swanson will fly out to center, Ballesteros will line out to right, and Nico Horner will ground out to second. In the top of the sixth, Meadroth will pop out to first, Vargas will hit a base hit to left field, and Vaughn will hit for Palacios, and Pomeranz will pitch for the Cubs here as Vaughn flies out to left, and Robert Jr. will hit a base hit to left, and Vargas will go to second. Sosa will hit for Rojas, and Sosa struck out looking. In the bottom of the sixth, with Cannon still pitching for the White Sox, Vaughn for the White Sox is now listed as a designated hitter, and Sosa will go to second. Brujan will hit a base hit to right. PCA will double to right, which will score Brujan to make it 2-1 Cubs. Tucker safe at first on a fielding error by Baldwin. Tucker safe at second on the error, and on that same error, PCA safe at third. Wilson pitching for the White Sox. Suzuki hit a sac fly to center, which will score PCA to make it 3-1. Bush will hit a base hit to center, which will score Tucker to make it 4-1. Kelly struck out looking, and Swanson fouls out to first. In the top of the seventh, Ryan Presley pitching for the Cubs. Cuero will ground out to short. Elko will reach on an infield single to short, and Baldwin will ground into a double play. In the bottom of the seventh, Eisert pitching for the White Sox. Turner will pinch it for Ballesteros. Turner struck out swinging. Nico Horner will hit a double to left. Brujan will hit a base hit to right, which will score Nico Horner. PCA struck out swinging. Kyle Tucker will hit a base hit to center. Brujan will go to third. Castro will pitch for the White Sox here. Suzuki will get walked, and Mike Bush will fly out to right. In the top of the eighth, Keller pitching for the Cubs. Turner's a designated hitter, and Lopez will go to third. Taylor will strike out swinging. Meadroth will ground out to first. Vargas got hit by the pitch, and Vaughn will fly out to right. In the bottom of the eighth, Kelly will fly out to left. Swanson reaches on an infield single to third. Turner will fly out to right. Swanson will steal second. Nico Horner will hit a double to left, which will score Swanson, and Lopez will line out to left to end the inning. The Cubs are up 6-1. Finally, in the top of the ninth, Merriweather pitching for the Cubs. Robert Jr. will hit a double to left. Sosa will hit a base hit to center. So there's runners in the corners now. Cuero will ground out to short, which will score Robert Jr. Sosa will go to second. It is 6-2. Elko struck out swinging, and Baldwin grounds out to second to end the game. The Cubs win this game 6-2, and they finally win on a Sunday, and they finally sweep a series. Their first sweep at home. Their only other sweep was against the A's in West Sacramento, their second series of the year before April. So it's nice to see the Cubs finally winning on a Sunday and finally sweeping a series, especially against the White Sox, the Crosstown Classic for Riles Week. So goes to show who the better Chicago team is, but I think everybody knew that. Anyways, the win goes to Pomeranz, who went 2/3 innings pitched, gave up no runs, only 1 hit, and had a strikeout. Cannon had the loss, who went 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 hits allowed, and 3 strikeouts. My 3 stars for Game 3. My third star could have really went to anybody, but I went with Brujan here. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI. My second star went to Colin Ray, who went 5 1/3 innings pitched, only gave up a run and 4 hits. And my first star was Seiya Suzuki with 2 RBIs. So, again, the Cubs take this series, and they are 28-19, and they are currently in the midst of a 3-game series against the Miami Marlins. I did not have the opportunity to record it before the series, so this is being recorded between the first and second game, so my apologies. But I will have a series recap for the Marlins series at the conclusion of that series, so be on the lookout for that. But the Cubs and St. Louis, I want to point out, did lose a game to the Kansas City Royals, so at the end of the series, the Cubs were 2 games ahead of St. Louis after this series, so the Cubs are one of the best teams in the National League with their record, but they're slowly but surely trying to give themselves breathing room for the division lead. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens with the Marlins series. I don't really have to talk about the Marlins too much because before the White Sox, we played the Marlins at Wrigley Field. This time, we are going to Miami to play them. So we'll see what happens there. So like I said, I will have a series recap for that. Give me your thoughts on this series, and again, I'll see you later on in the week. So anyways, this is Jack from Cubs360. If you're interested in the content, feel free to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X, and that's it. So again, Jack from Cubs360, and as always, go Cubs go.